You're welcome back to the AM Club here on MX24. Thank you so much for staying with us. If you joined us in the morning, but if you're just joining in, thank you so much for choosing us. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. We're going straight to the news review segment. Of course, this is the lifestyle daily segment, and we're going to be having great conversations over here. All the news stories that you have been worried about, wanting to get clarity on, wanting to get perspectives, on this particular conversation that you probably don't understand. Well, we're getting into it right now, and joining us for this conversation is Yasser Arafat. Did I pronounce the name well?
Yasser is S,
yes.
So the S sound must be felt. Yasser.
Yasser
Arafat.
Yasser Arafat. And I thought you helped me with that earlier.
Sure.
I'm sorry. NDC Communications team member and also Kwesi Safo. He says he's a youth and political activist. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
I mean, we have had people on the show who have said that they are political activists who rise up against the NDC or any political party on the other side. So I hope that we're going to get like a very constructive aspect of the conversations from you.
Just being neutral, I would just express my mind.
Exactly. And if that means going against the NDC, that's fine. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We'll start with the conversation on Hopeson Adorye. He came out to make very, very damning allegations against the MPP. Some of it from the Ejiso by-elections to how he detonated what do you call that? Dynamite in the Volta region. Yeah. And he was subsequently arrested and subsequently released on bail. When this conversation sparked up, let me start with my youth activist because I know he's going to be very neutral and very constructive about his. When this came out, what did that mean to you? Immediately you heard the story. What were your reactions to this particular story?
Okay. First and foremost, I will thank you for the opportunity and also extend greetings to your viewers, and also I will also extend a greeting to my mom.
Okay.
Madam
She's watching it. Yes. Yeah.
The Hopeson Adorye issue. I mean, me as Kwesi, I'm someone who is very disciplined, and I don't tolerate or condone any on lawful acts. So the said issue by Mr. Hopeson Adorye is his comments are threats against the national security, and that the law must be enforced on that if truly that thing happened. Because one, we are dealing with people's integrity, people's lives, so such comment shouldn't come from him. Yes. So for me, the law must be well enforced on that, and also I applaud the security service for acting on that, arresting him, and also ensuring that the right thing must be done.
Must be done. Sitting in a place of a political party, if a staunch member like Hopeson Adorye comes off from a political party that is in power, make comments like this. First, my reaction was like, this is criminal. And this is very criminal. You cannot say that you did this. And my first reaction was that the police must investigate this particular issue. And then the next thing we saw was that the police had arrested him. When you heard the arrest was made, what were your hopes?
Okay. Thank you very much. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to represent my party, the NDC, and to say a very big good morning to my constituent in Tamale, Sanargo specifically.
What does that mean?
I'm just expressing my gratitude to them.
Right.
So, regarding this issue, I was a bit scandalized, given the kind of comment coming from a very senior officer, somebody who has been in the political scene for a very long time, to make such public utterances. These are not something, even if it happened, should be something the public should consume. You could have kept this in the secret of your bedroom, even though it's criminal. But to have the effrontery to come out to make that public announcement, like my brother said, calls for a serious national security. And for me, I think the police delayed in going in for him. When the issue came up, I thought, or I felt the police should have gone immediately to arrest him.
They,
Took some time.
so I want to play the devil's advocate. They found out when they arrested, because again it was on social media,
Yes.
and people did tag them. So maybe they didn't hear it the first time it was on air, but they found out whilst people tagged them. So what if that was
So are
the
they
case?
sleeping on their job? What is the police doing?
So the police is supposed to be on every radio station, every television station.
They
I
should
want to know. I don't know. I don't know.
Yes,
if
but
that's
I
their
think
job,
they
but-
should be monitoring across all levels.
Is it
so
because
that-
of the times we're in?
In a political season, you mean?
Yeah.
Probably so.
I
But-
would agree to that. I would
Yes,
agree
but
to
I think they should be monitoring across all levels so that there will be immediate reaction. Assuming it was a terrorist, something, would they have waited till 2 weeks into the issue? And so I think, number one, the police delayed and they should have acted immediately. And number two, Hopeson Adorye is saying that he's been witch hunted and all that. These are politics issue, and if you permit me, I will delve into it. I've heard comment from what's his name, Boabena Samoa, who is saying that the MPP is witch hunting them because they have left the MPP and are now joining forces with the movement party of Alan Cash, and they feel that this is not dealt with dispassionately or as it should be dealt with. But for me, I also see it as something political.
Do you think they're talking too much? Hopeson especially.
Yes, I think he's doing a lot of.
Doesn't
talking.
that help your
And-
political party to?
But
to-
this
to
is
sit in a
national
better
security.
Right.
It's national security.
Right.
When there's a calamity, the calamity does not distinguish between who is MPP and who is NDC. It cuts across,
Right.
regardless of your political affiliation. And so, like my brother said, he has been he has been dispassionate about the issue. I thought he would go, on a tangent of defending it, but he pointed out the national security issues from this, and I think the police should do more and expedite the process. If he needs to be prosecuted, he should be. I mean, it's not accepted. It's not acceptable for you to go just to scare voters away in Volta region with no means than dynamite. We saw what happened at when a dynamite exploded.
This area that I was telling them that it was their job.
This is very
Apiache.
Apiachi or
Apiachi,
something.
yeah.
And look at the devastation it caused.
Yeah.
Far from where the thing happened were houses and people, but it got to them. And to use these chemicals to scare voters away, I think it's a very serious issue, and we must not act lackadaisically on this. The police should expedite reaction and ensure that he's brought to book, so that it not only serves as he being prosecuted, but also as a deterrence for others to also.
Because again,
do.
we're
I
in a
think-
political year. My other aspect of this entire conversation will also be that why is it coming out now? I know he's he's with his party, the movement party, is that what they name it? Movement for Change party, trying to get the presidency. So they're doing anything and everything to gain power. But the conversations that are being had, that's why I asked you if you think they're talking too much. And I'm not a politician. I'm speaking to you from the political angle. Do you think that these utterances can help a party win?
These utterances are not really healthy. If you want to talk too much, tell us what you want to do. Tell us what you want to achieve, what your policies are, what your visions are. Look at Cheddar, this new guy, Nana Bidiako. He's doing excellently, even though I do not subscribe to his ideologies and all that. But they could emulate from him. Why do you have to come to tell us that you detonated dynamite just to scare voters away?
That information
And also,
is
and also in the stronghold of your opponent.
Yes. And that's
This
why
this
I
is
said,
very serious.
and that's why I said the security must be enforced on that, or the laws must be enforced on that. Because one, this issue we are dealing with what integrity. Yes, the MPP that he has existed from, maybe he want to create some impression to bring it out that this is what the MPP party
MP does.
Okay, so one, as I did mention, it deals with what? Integrity, and then also people's life. So the security must, there must be a thorough investigation in this, and also the law must be fully enforced
on it. And I'm sure the police is actually getting it, because has the MPP made any statements on this yet? I think they did. I think they talked about denying the fact that they had any engagement with him
it's
like
obvious.
that.
He's made a U-turn on this and said that it's not dynamite, it's firecrackers. Whichever way.
Like banja.
Yeah, like firecrackers, like knockouts.
Like knockouts.
Yes. But Yasir, I want to come to you on this. So Boja Jimfi, who happens to be part of the NDC, and he's a deputy director in charge of special duties. He did also categorically say that the NDC has records of this incident happening. And if that is so, can the NDC categorically confirm whether it was dynamite or firecrackers? Because you said you have records of this.
I've not heard Boja Jemfi speak honestly.
Okay.
But I think I'll condemn it into as it's a national security issue. I don't think that any party should use that as a way of intimidating voters, you know, to garner support from their own to win an election. That does not bode well for the country. If Boja Jemfi has said it, I condemn it in no uncertain terms.
Okay.
Per what you read from Brother Jemfi's this thing, I think the security must also call him and
exactly.
Also,
I agree.
I mean, scrutinize about what he said well, because what record does they have when it comes to that? Okay.
And why does he have to take this
It has also come from their flag bearer, their leader, that when NDC it comes to unleashing violence, they are perfect in that.
No, I don't.
Excuse me.
There's
What
no,
did you say
there's no, there's
Excuse
no
me?
connection.
No.
Did you just say? Hold on.
No, let me tell you.
Okay, when it comes to violence, the NDC is known for violence. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I'll have him speak to that. But what are the evidences?
Why are you basing that?
On what grounds do you have that?
I'm basing on what Boja Jemfi said, that when it comes to that, they have a record on that.
You shouldn't. But that
doesn't mean that they are violent people. Because what you're saying right now is that they are violent people. They are known for violence. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And on what basis? Because again, this entire conversation is not about that.
Yes.
But I don't want you to also run down an image of a party like that.
I'm not running down.
Okay, so tell us why you think.
You see, the thing is that there has been an issue which the national security have called upon Hopeson Adorye. Why must NDC Boja Jemfi to come and say that they have records on that?
Okay, so what you mean is that he's feeding off so that's the kind of violence you're talking about, not the kind of violence you guys think.
But well, it's a political party and they're in opposition.
Yeah.
You wouldn't something like this would be much more expected because it's a leverage.
Yes.
We are in a political
season,
year. You get it. So
this is why we should check up on the words that politicians the words that comes out from politicians' mouth. You shouldn't take this for granted.
I will agree with you if you say that he should be invited. I think Boja Jemfi should be invited. Because if he has evidence to show, to make this case.
What record does he have?
As we all agree, this is a national security issue, and all the security operators should be interested in getting any information that they need. If Boja Jemfi has come out to voluntarily say that we have evidence, it will not be based off the fact that, it's an election year, so I want to feed into it. It's rather, I am Ghanaian and I want the right thing to be done. If we bring it from that aspect, it won't look too political. And I'm siding with you to say that it's not right to make it a political conversation. But if it's a Ghanaian conversation, then he can, as a Ghanaian, bring out such evidence to help.
In the investigation. But then again, what kind of records are we talking about? Because if you say you have records of it, probably it might be him reminiscing to the fact that so we heard that this really happened. So this is why Hopeson is coming out to say something like this.
Exactly.
You get it?
I think if you are calling for that, we'll gladly come with that evidence.
With that evidence.
At the end of the day, everybody will see his fitness level. We are not going to be affected, but rather Hopeson Adorye.
Then again, Yasapon also, who happens to be part of the Movement for Change, has also said that he feels that this whole thing is political motivated. The arrest of Hopeson Adorye. Of course, he is part of the Movement for Change, so you expect him to be behind, defend whatever issues it is, because he feels that some other politicians, some way, somehow, he's not mentioned names, but they've come out on other radio stations and TV stations to say other damning allegations which are more serious than what Hopeson is even saying. Said things about our ex-president, may his soul rest in perfect peace, Ivan Sata Mills of blessed memory, people having an issue in his death and all that. He said politicians have come to talk about it. Also, politicians have also come to talk of the fact that they know even where armed robbers are. You get it? Sure. Yes. So if these people, if these people have been able to say things like this, he feels that what exactly has Hopeson Adorye said that he should be, jailed for it. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes, sir.
Oh. So as I said, the security, there must be a check to politicians, and like how they speak on media, there must be a measure to their languages, because there are certain things. We are in the electoral season, so if you as a politician, you go on the media and you just utterance any word out, like it will cause a disaster in the country.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't, tolerate these things. If anyone or any politician being on the media trying to boost up that he knows this, he knows that, that person must be caught up and also investigate.
Now, in different countries, especially Liberia, one of the things that started their war would be a radio conversation that one person picked up. I don't want to bring out the details, but the media had a huge role to play in the war that's sparked up in Liberia, and has actually subsequently brought the country into a place of struggle for a very long time. I think that we as an African country are not learning, and we're not learning from the right places. Again, like you rightly said, it's an election year. Some of these utterances must be checked because they have potentials of causing chaos in the country. Now let's move away from that. Do you have anything to ask him?
No, I'm just if we pair what you just said as being cautious. Well, Hopeson is saying that this has brought his tough skin out, so Ghana should get ready for him.
Yeah, but change. And I'm sure Ghana police is also ready for him. The other thing is that what these people don't realize is that it's not about them. This entire thing is not about them. If Hopeson decides to speak on things that have happened in the NPP, if there's an issue with the NPP, he should deal with the NPP. Now, what he keeps doing is that he keeps bringing allegations out that make not only the NPP look bad, but also poses a threat on the Ghanaian. Okay, so if we are going to vote for Movement for Change, who's one of their strong, members, has done such dirty work for another political party, how do we trust you? I don't think they see it from this angle.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, we can't trust you because you have done dirty works like this, and only God knows what you're doing for Movement for Change to win power. Do you understand?
Sure.
So this is what also, this is a picture it paints. But like you said, let's move away from that and get into other stories. We'll find motion to demand inquiry into recruitment into security services. This is coming from the minority, and the minority says that they will file a motion when Parliament resumes to request a special parliamentary probe into their allegations that the government is secretly recruiting new patriotic party for soldiers into security agencies. The minority leader, Kaisel Atuforton, on Monday, May 20, claimed that the NPP parliamentary candidates have been given 30 slots each to pack the security agencies with their people, right? And so basically what this entire story is saying is that national security is they're pushing NPP boys into the national security. And it's an allegation that has come up, and they're looking at probing into it. Again, we have to base the conversation on the fact that this is an election year.
Yes.
Why do we need NPP boys? Is the agency, again, NPP boys and NDC boys, NDC girls and NPP boys are organized. They deserve a slot if they fit into the role. But as this conversation sparks up, what does it make you feel as an NDC person and as an individual and a young adult in Ghana?
At the moment, I feel a bit hopeless. I myself, I tried the immigration some time back, but they said I was, to put it in a better way, I was vertically challenged. My height was not, up to, the required thing. But I feel, this is politics. And in fact, I read a news item where somebody was telling, who was being interviewed, that he tried the security service here. He didn't get accepted. He moved outside the country to US, and then he was picked. Compare and contrast the conditions there, the requirement there outside, as against what we have here. Which one, is superior? But he tried here, he didn't get. He went outside and he got. And so I think that this is politically motivated. For the past 8 years, I never saw the MPP, the government, let me say the government, advertise, open up, recruitment. And, the traditional way has been in the media, the newspapers and all that. And so we in the NDC are saying that, look, there's lack of transparency, there's unfairness, and this also can lead to corruption. Corruption in the sense that, look, this cannot be done without the knowledge of the security services or those who are leading the security services. Yeah. They must be in the know. Because the government cannot just wake up and say we are recruiting this into the service without the authorities or the head of these security agencies not knowing. And so I feel there's some level of corruption in this one, and it doesn't bode well for us. We have seen how in this country, I'll give you a classical example. ASP Nanka Bruce, one of the very few days when President Akufo-Addo assumed office as president, right at the seat of government, ASP Nanka Bruce was beaten, was brutally assaulted to pulp. By who? By an invisible force. These are MPP random boys somewhere who have been incorporated into the security system. They have been given state apparatuses. They are wearing state uniforms without any education. Nothing, no training.
How do you know that?
For example, you watch the Short Commission, the by-election that happened at Aya also, West Wogon. After the MPP visited mayhem on the good people of Aya also, West Wogon, there were people who were maimed. People have been disabled for life. I watched an interview where one guy, a resident in that constituency, he was a footballer. They amputated his leg. He was shot by these invisible forces. And the Short Commission found out when they sat. And this commission was, commissioned by who? Was the president.
Yeah.
And from the commission, the recommendation was that, look, these people we recruit into the security services do not go through any training. We just pick them from the street and then we incorporate them into the service. And one classic example is this guy who was picked from Circle. He said he was selling phones. Just because he's affiliated to the MPP, he was picked and then enlisted into the security services without any training, no education, nothing.
The picking up and putting them in a security force is not a problem. Is there no training, correct?
Yes, no training, but education too also counts. There are people who have gone through school, there's unemployment. Look at the rate at which unemployment keeps rising in the country. Like I told you, I applied the immigration. I didn't get, I have all the requirements except only maybe my height. But somebody somewhere, just because he is affiliated to a certain political party, his party is in government, he goes and then he's picked. What about those who are looking, who have the merit to apply for it and are not getting it? How about them? So I think that the government is not thinking about the bigger picture. It's not concerned about the national issue.
It's an allegation that the minority seeks to look into. It's an allegation.
But
so
it's confirmed. I have heard audio from WhatsApp groups, in fact, and it is in the public domain, from Tamale South constituency. I'm from Sanaru constituency, and we are bordering. It's just a small borderline between that constituency. And the constituency executives are crying over these posts. The chairman has gotten slots, he's not giving us, and we are suffering. We keep following the party. There's no, benefit and all that. And so this is not mere allegations. We have seen the evidence, and that's why the minority has come out to make this public. And you can easily, see through it. When the issue first broke out into the public domain, there was contradictory statements from the MPP. first they said, oh, there's no slot given to any MPP. You know, initially it was 30 slots given to each NPP MP in Parliament. They said, oh, there was nothing like that. And then subsequently, when they saw the heat coming, they said, oh, we are dealing with the backlogs, finance clearing and all that. And then third, they said, you, the NDC too, we have given you some. So which is which? Three contradictory statements here. Number one, there was no slot given to any MPP. Number two, oh yes, there's slot, but we are dealing with the backlogs. We need financial clearance and all that. And number three, you, the NDC too, we had given you some slots. So clearly, this is something that is happening. And I think it is not going to bid war. Even if the NDC should have slot, let those who merit, those who have the
when
the
security service recruitments become a NDC need foot soldier and I'm a MPP need foot soldier and say I deserve a slot. When did this become that?
So
and I'd like you to speak on it because it is not right. Like I said earlier in my earlier submission, they are all Ghanaians. They're all Ghanaian youth who deserve something in this life. But do they merit the sport? Is it the mere fact that they are politically affiliated to maybe government and so yes, they are supposed to be put there because that's how the government appreciates them? Or and it's a sensitive service. It's a sensitive office.
Yes, I mean I can just one point. I can hold on, babe. I try to imagine how maybe a random person on the street is enlisted into the fire service.
Yeah.
And then there's an emergency. How is this MPP foot soldier going to help in any way in curtailing this emergency? How is it? So it's very serious. And I think that the government must be very, very careful. Already there's intelligence report about terrorist insurgency in, you know, the upper part of, you know, Africa and all that. And it's gradually coming down. And if in our security services we have people who are just party hoodlums enlisted into the security, how are they going to curb these, you know, threats coming to the country? So I think the government should be...
We should look into it. And I think it's a holistic conversation that needs to be looked into because it's not just an MPP conversation. As we can see, the NDC people also want their
But the NDC has never done something like that. We have seen cronyism, nepotism in this government, unprecedented in the annals of this country's history. And so, look, this is a job for the boys. What are we going to do for the boys? Election
we'll
year.
see you
Let's
too.
put...
Today is the MPP's turn.
So for you,
you say.
For you, what triggers the allegations is based on the three things that you spoke of. The fact that one, the 30 slots have not been allocated, any 30 slots to put anybody in there. Two, there's a backlog. We need to clear some things. And then three, the NDC has given. Well, we do know that the minority leader has also challenged the interior minister to
bring evidence,
and bring names of MPs who've benefited, you know, from anything of that sort. So he's challenged the interior minister.
Sure.
And to that, we'll wait for that.
You mean Kendapa?
No.
I think
that's
Alajo, this guy, Henry
Courtney. Honorable Henry Courtney, yes.
Okay. Do you have anything to say on that?
Okay.
You've made a whole wow. It's a whole note, brother.
No. I'm not okay. I want to respond to what he's saying.
Yes. Go ahead.
You see, the security service is a unity that is open to everybody, devoid of your political affiliation.
Yes.
Okay, and then people have the liberty to align themselves to any political affiliation that they want. Okay, so why must the minority says that MPP is recruiting their foot soldiers into security?
Really? You see nothing wrong with that?
He's told us the reason. There have been allegations.
I'm coming. Let me land. So, I mean, this is something that we must not tolerate to that because we are dealing with security agency in the country. Why should we, append security agencies to, append politics to our security agencies that one comes from MPP or NDC, that one has been recruited from NDC or MPP? No. They're all Ghanaians. And if that it is true, they're all Ghanaians. Okay? And then there's no way that we must tolerate this. You see, these are the unities that protect our borders, that they protect our inner cities.
You think we must polarize it with politics?
Listen. So if in case we polarize it with politics, then that means that we are not trusting our security agency.
So the government must be blamed, right?
It will definitely create distrust in the security system,
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
But I like to play the devil's advocate. I want to believe that they're giving to, if the case is, because these people seem to be interested or are passionate. If that is not the case, can we have a body that protects its recruitment?
You see,
The
Do you
police
understand?
should be independent.
People
Yes.
But the appointing authority is the president. The president appoints the IGP.
Yes.
And I'm your paymaster.
There's
I will
no
tell
way.
you what to do.
There's
And so I think, like you are saying, sorry. I think if we are saying the police service or the security service should be independent, then we must not have any political appointment from
So for you,
coming
start from the top.
Yes.
The IGP's appointment by the president is one of the biggest issues. I agree.
So it should not be coming from the
I agree.
president. They should deal with their own thing, elect or nominate or whatever process they will pass through to get their leaders elected. And I think it's a way of beginning a conversation on how to make the service independent.
And many other services as well.
You see, what he's saying, if someone will be recruited into security service, the person goes through process.
Yes.
He goes through what? Training. So unless maybe they are saying that when they were in power, that is the same strategy that they used to
Do you have
their
any
people.
evidence to support that?
So if that's the
Do you have
case,
any
you are saying MPP are recruiting their voice into security service. Prove us. Pinpoint them. That's this
The
person
invisible
is MPP
forces.
voice. Listen, please. That
Okay, so they're
the
saying that
invisible forces.
so the minority has said that they're going to look into it.
if
said
they are
they're
going to look
say-
into it,
yeah.
there are people that MPP people are also know
there's
that they have
precedent-
also worked for NDC,
there's
and they have also
precedent-
been recruited into the security agency. Must we tolerate this in the
Okay, so you're saying that the
country?
NDCs have also been recruited too.
Yes.
So nobody should
We
come.
should
Where-
tolerate
where's
this.
where is the
for
evidence?
security's sake.
Where's the
But how
evidence?
are you
There's
trying
no
to say
there's
that
no
the entire
evidence.
security service-
There's I will
I
give you
said
I will
that the
give you
entire
ample
security service is full
evidence.
of
But who is the
Um,
commander-in-chief of the armed forces?
If you,
Is the president?
Is that president?
it's the president.
So then, back to your thing that you wanted it
And
to
then
be
ask yourself
independent.
that,
Yeah.
If he's the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, doesn't he deem it fit to?
You can be
Yeah,
you
you
can be a commander-in-chief of the armed forces. You can be the leader of the armed forces without making appointment. If the army decides this is who we want to lead us, fine, let him lead us. You will still maintain your position as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change any status. But coming on to your hold on, just a minute.
We must be
just
serious
a
as
minute.
people.
Just a
We
minute.
must
I
be
love the
seri-
banter.
Listen, we must be serious
You
as
do?
people
Yeah, I love
and
the
not to fall for some of the, these speculations in the country.
It's not speculation.
It's not. It's not anything that we should
The
tolerate.
forces that visited Mayhem at Ayawaso West Wagon, who are they? These are
I don't want to
invisible
go
forces.
there. I'm
Do you,
going
can
to
you
discuss on
imagine?
the topic that
Can you
has been given
imagine
to us.
a security, personnel having beards, having mustache?
Yeah.
Who have you seen any professional security on the street? Do
Don't
you
we
see
have
them with
BNN?
beards?
We
No,
have
no, no,
BNN.
But these
That's not
invisible
the
forces, these
That's not the
invisible,
number.
these
Yes,
invisible
yes,
forces who
yes.
visited Mayhem on this Ayawaso West, constituent, we saw them
So
in beard, earrings, rasta,
must we
and all
say
that.
Must we say that someone is MPP or NDC before the person can be recruited into security?
That is what the MPP is doing. They are recruiting their foot soldiers.
He is condemning that. But does that mean that when it was your time, you people didn't
There's
do
no
that?
evidence to that effect.
So that doesn't
If
mean
there's
that it didn't
evidence,
happen. There's no evidence, but it doesn't
Let
mean
me
it
tell you
didn't
the
happen.
but it didn't. It doesn't
This
also
is
mean that it
something
happened.
that the
Yeah, that's
minority
true too.
or the NDC want to cause allegation in the country because they have seen that we are in an electoral season, so that they will create unnecessary tension in the country. Because this is not. There are other important. Debates that must be looked at.
I agree.
Like what?
Rather than this.
National security is
They
not
are-
important.
Okay.
We should talk about national
is not
Do we
important.
have any?
We
Do
shouldn't
we have any? Any spot on evidence? Mine is about the
So
slots.
based,
I have
based,
given-
based on the story I read, it is an allegation that has been brought up that the minority has intended to look into.
Yes, because of the numbers, right?
Exactly.
So we are having
so we're going
8,000
to look
plus.
into it.
And
We're
you
having
see,
8,000 plus people being recruited.
you see,
than the
In the
normal
last 8 years,
threshold
in
to
the last 8
2,500.
years,
Let
can you
me open
mention
your
one
eyes here.
single?
Open my eye.
At first, the minority said that government has given 30 slots to each MPP pieces.
Yeah.
How can this be true? Let's deal with facts and data over here.
Well, if you do the maths, how many MPs do we have?
275.
Now times the 30.
Times the 30.
Yes.
Yes, over 2,000, over 28,000 plus. How much?
28,000?
How much?
No, do the maths for us.
30
So-
times what?
275.
275.
275. 8,850.
8,000.
That is what they were trying to say.
Yes. How many people do they recruit into security?
In the last
service?
8 years, have you recruited anyone into the security service?
Are you in here?
It's
to talk
deliberate.
about-
Have they?
Listen,
No,
No, I'm asking.
no,
have
I've
they?
not. I've
You
not
don't
seen.
know
I've
about
not
it.
seen.
They have.
I
They
think,
have.
I
Where?
think,
They have.
gentlemen,
Where?
I think,
Where?
gentlemen,
Which year?
gentlemen, I think the biggest, I believe that, looking into this particular conversation, I think the big conversation should be what you brought up. Why are these agencies, these sensitive agencies, being politically affiliated? So, for instance, an appointment of the IGP and all these very sensitive positions. Shouldn't we get to a point as a country where it is not politically influenced? Like, it's not the government of the day that appoints this person. We talked about this when it came to the EC. Remember when it came, and we said that
Every institution is being politicized.
At your time, you had that power to do that.
Can you imagine?
No, listen.
Did they take
You shouldn't be hypocrite.
So we could have also put
You shouldn't
Lordina
be
Mahama
hypocrite.
as EC
Listen,
chairperson.
Listen.
And you'll be okay with that.
Listen.
But you
But
appointed
yes,
Charlotte Osei.
you did.
Charlotte Osei
So
was
why are
not
you
a known
complaining now?
NDC member.
Why are you
He wasn't.
complaining now?
Yeah.
She wasn't.
Mas you
Bossman,
complain.
I
You shouldn't
attended
complain.
University of Ghana. Bossman Nasari, in his lectures, was preaching MPP, ambassadizing NDC. Today he's a board member at the EC.
Must we complain?
We have known
Why
MPP.
shouldn't we?
We have
Why shouldn't
known
we?
MPP.
Because
University
that's
of Ghana.
why. Let me.
And you
take
see
this
nothing
in.
wrong with
That's
that.
why Dr. Bawumia is saying that when the opportunity is being given to him as the president, he will review the constitution in such a way that.
So now you are advocating for Bawumia.
No, I'm just neutral. No,
But-
listen.
but-
I'm just being a citizen.
Allow him to land. I want him
No,
to
are
get
you
to the point where I can
are you
understand.
advocating for Bawumia? Are you believing in the things Bawumia? Because I told you when we started.
You are advocating that we must, come in a reality to change the status quo of how all powers have been invested in the president to appoint
Yes.
its appointees.
Yes.
And I'm saying that if that's the case, I do chance on the Baumia's ideology that
Yes.
when he's given opportunity to
Yes.
become the president, he will not let all the powers.
Is
go
he not
to
in this government? What has he said about those things?
Okay, is that
what-
right?
what
What has he
are
said
you
about
saying?
those
He
things?
said-
If you are talking about this,
If his
you
master
are
is
talking
doing
about
it,
this,
you see,
this
if
is
his master is doing it and he
he's
can't
saying
say
it based on
anything,
the fact that
it
he
makes
doesn't
you
like what is
useless.
going on. That's what it is.
It makes you useless.
This is the argument that I don't like.
Yeah.
That when you are talking and you say, is he not part of the government?
He's a useless man, bro.
Oh, no, you can't say
He's
that.
useless.
Don't say that.
He has no use.
Don't say
Please,
that.
please.
Don't say
Don't say
that.
that.
Respect your intelligence. Don't say
So
that.
what word should I use?
Please, you see, if he says that Bawumia has gotten opportunity in the government, must we talk about politics here? If
This
It's
guy's a political
politics.
guy.
It's-
must we talk about politics here?
Yes.
Then Mahama has also gotten a chance to become a president. What does he need again? Don't talk about that.
But the constitution give him another term to serve.
Listen.
The constitution give him another term to serve.
So listen,
I'm
you
sorry,
see,
guys.
you mean that the
Yeah.
constitution doesn't also give him Bawumia a chance to also become a president?
No,
What are you
but
telling me?
what is his
What are you
contribution?
telling me?
He's in government and he's saying when my
You are
government
talking-
comes into
you are
power,
talking
I am
about-
going to do this.
You are talking
No,
about
in
his
government do
contribution.
it.
I can sit up here and
I'm telling you, you are giving me you are a Bawumia person. So just declare your stance.
Just tell us you are Listen, you see what you are telling us. What you are telling us.
Listen, what he's saying is what I'm also quoting to
You're
him.
quoting to him.
You see, because he can't be biased. We will not sit here for him to peddle lines. Never ever. what he's saying is that
He's asking a question. He's asking a question, and I don't want you to make my guests uncomfortable. He's asking a question. That what did Bawumia do in his government that makes him, makes him legible to be put in that position?
Yes,
and that is also because it's a legit question because
and I'm also giving him a legit answer, so he should understand.
And the legit answer is that why is President Mahama coming back?
Don't you agree that? Don't you agree that the president and the vice president should work together? Yes. So if your president, your boss has failed, you have also failed. Don't you think that should be the
everyone case? Everyone has his or her own ideology.
So they shouldn't work together.
Ideas are not the same. Listen, ideas are not the same. Maybe you can perform in class 1, you will not perform in class 2.
Okay. No, but if you cannot perform in class 2, why do you go to class 2?
Listen.
Why should they put you in class 2? This is an admission that Bawumia is a failure. You've said it.
Don't say he's a failure. If you are talking about
you've admitted it.
If that we are talking about failure, we will start from the person who became assemblyman, a person who became
we can compare achievements. Of course.
A person who became a statesman, a person who became ECOWAS chairman.
Yes.
Isn't he a failure?
How is he a failure?
What did he did for this country upon all
what did he do, you mean? But listen, I can tell you, I can
delve into this issue. Should we delve into this?
You want to compare achievements. You want to compare achievements.
Achievements. Give us 2 minutes.
I
can mention 30 achievements.
So now you are
MPP. Has
so now you are
vice
MPP.
president.
Now
what is that?
You have declared your stance. You are MPP.
What is impartation? Mahama became a president. Guys here, what impartation did you have from Mahama as a vice president?
Vice president?
Yes. What did you benefit from Mahama as a vice president?
Plenty things.
That's a legit question.
What did he do?
Okay,
Yes.
You are demanding accountability.
Yes. I can mention of 40 impartations that we are sitting here, we are benefiting directly because of Dr. Bawumia.
Oh,
mention
really?
one hospital in your 8 years you have built. One hospital, just
hospital
one.
That we are
one, yes, one.
No, this is what
one hospital, just one.
I'm a political science student.
Just one hospital.
Yeah, quote this.
Government, when the government comes and he builds hospital roads, that's the core mandate of government.
So what have you done?
No.
Tell me one hospital.
You competed Legon.
Yes, UGMC. UGMC. UG Medical Center. President Mahama constructed it. Tell me what you've done.
Government is by working for the people 24/7. Let me tell you this. I'm telling you the real fact of government.
Okay.
24/7. In what capacity that I'm saying this? President Kufuor became a president. Okay.
You subscribe to the 24-hour economy.
Listen, President Kufuor became a president. Okay. What did he do that he was a government? He worked for the people, Ghanaians for 24/7. He brought health insurance. 90% of Ghanaians are having health insurance.
Yeah.
And they take it night, morning, everything, they can use it. Let me chip that one too. Now that Ghanaians are bashing him, okay, he has, implemented or initiated. Listen.
We were agreed on this side.
You are serious MPP. You want us to introduce us as youth advocate? Listen.
There are certain things that we must accept.
You had this laughter for too long. Spill it out.
Look, it is under Bawumia. It is under Bawumia who said he has arrested the city and has locked the dollar, giving the keys to the IGP. Today, what is the city to the dollar ratio?
Are you in here?
What is the city to the dollar ratio?
It is under Mahama that he said he's not a magician to conjure jobs for Ghanaian youth. It is under Mahama that he said.
But he built hospitals, he built markets, he built schools.
He don't want to learn.
He built 124.
I can lecture him here.
He built 124 blocks. Tell me one single school you've built. It's a challenge I've told you. One hospital you've not been able. Let's go.
Auntie, let me put a simple question here. It's a general question to all of us as Ghanaians, okay? What are you benefiting now because of NDC? And me, myself, what am I benefiting now because of NDC?
I'll take you far. You are a student of Legon.
You are taking me far.
UGMC.
I said
UGMC. Who built UGMC?
You see, he's not learning.
Who built UGMC?
Someone staying at Tatale benefits from UGMC.
Do you know the schools President Mahama built at Tatale?
You don't want to learn.
I'm coming from the north. Go and see the electricity expansion. Go and see the water expansion.
So
Go and see cheap compounds.
The whole conversation right now.
What do you want to say?
I think we should find a show where we can give both of you
This is incredible.
You can give us what MPP and NDC has
One
done for
single
us
school
categorically from the past 16 years, should I put it that
You are
way?
talking about school.
You get it.
What school?
One
talking about
school.
school.
Hospital, one
I think-
hospital.
I think-
What hospital?
I think
Go and see
let's-
KJT
guys,
Market.
How does the
guys, please.
UGMC
Go and
benefit
see
someone from
Let's
school?
now
Sunyani
come
Airport.
back. Let's now come back to the whole topic and quickly just wrapping it up with this, because we do know that also
Yeah, there's
Yvonne
another-
Nelson's
So let's start on the Doomsaw a bit
situation.
before we go.
The
So
injunction,
Doomsaw must stop demo. They changed to June 8th. My birthday. Why? Because now I want to join the demo. Sam.
But you joined it on your birthday.
No,
What's your
no.
problem?
Who is going to do that one? I'll support it from home. Don't worry. Even else, I got you. But is Doomsaw still in the system?
It is. You are the one who has your
It is.
generator. You are
Plus,
not
I've not been here in a while.
Okay,
You know,
yes,
I didn't know.
You're the value, so we get
The
you.
organizers of the Doomsaw Must Stop protest have announced significant changes to their planned demonstration against the persistent power outages plaguing the nation. The demo, which was initially set at May 25th, is now moved to June 8th. Again, I said it's my birthday. Why my birthday, though? It's my birthday. Why?
With this particular demo, we've seen a lot of demos happening, and we've seen how it has ended. You know, for the past probably you could say like 2 years now, and it's not ended on a good note because one, it's either we've heard that the police is coming and they're throwing in tear gas and they're throwing in hot water and all that. With this particular demo, which gained attention when the NDC was in power with Mahama.
Let my vote count.
Do you think that would still gain this? Would gain some substantial results out of it? Because here lies the case where we've had some other demos and we've not seen anything happening.
And note that it's again bordered on the fact that, you know, those demonstrations that haven't had significance, you know, I'm borrowing your word, significant impact, is because there has always been a disruption.
A
you
disruption,
know, there's always,
yes.
Which is something we haven't experienced a lot. Again, it's not an NPP thing, but in this government we have seen a lot of that. So, and again, this is supposed to be a peaceful one. It happened before. We saw how it turned out. So we know that this Yvonne Nelson rated kind of demonstrations are not violent ones.
Yes.
Why was it moved from 25th to 8th? And why all this, you know, back and forth to get it to happen? What do you think the case should be? And I want you to speak as a
I
young
think, first of
Ghanaian.
all, before I delve into the substance of the issue, it is very imperative to note that before the NDC left office, we had completely solved the Doomsaw crisis.
That's true.
And the MPP themselves admitted to this. I remember President, God forbid, Baumia went to Asempa.
I say God forbid.
Baumia went to Asempa and he was saying that President Mahama deserves no credit for fixing Doomsaw, except otherwise you do not understand English to comprehend that President Mahama solved Doomsaw before leaving office. The President, Akufo-Addo, himself, in some State of the Nation's address, admitted to the fact that President Mahama solved Doomsaw before leaving. Kenu Foriata, reading his budget in Parliament and all that, also made some allusions to that effect. And so I think it is very important that before we begin this conversation, we make it known and public that President Mahama actually solved the Doomsaw before leaving. And it will be unjustified, unacceptable to have Doomsaw after 2016. And I'll demonstrate that to you. Look, Doomsaw has been a perennial problem we face in this country. In 1984, we had it. Shortage of water in the dam. Rawlinson's time, we had it. Kufuor's time, we had it. And in fact, Kufuor's time, when there was erratic power fluctuations, he would bus pastors to go to Akosombo to go and pray. Electricity problem, and you are tackling it from a spiritual point of view. When President Mills and President Mahama assumed office, they also did their best. I remember in 2015 to 2016, they brought in the Ameri, the car power, the Tiku, and that increased our generational capacity from 2,000 to almost 5,000 megawatts of power. Not only that, President Mahama invested $1 billion in the biggest factory this country has ever seen since independence, the Atuabo gas factory. Today, we are having to utilize 120 million cubic feet of gas. And it is supplying us with generational power, even in excess. And I do recall some MPP were even criticizing President Mahama of having excess power, even to the extent that we're even selling power to Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
But the NPP criticized us that why do we have to have, excess power? We should only, produce what we can only consume as a country. These people are not visionary. President Mahama, in his wisdom, as visionary as he is, the nation builder who will come and then put things in place to ensure that Ghana is rescued from the sinking ship, is saying that, look, this government is very incompetent. They have demonstrated their super highly unprecedented, unimaginable level of impotence and incompetence in solving this energy crisis. Let us put that aside. Who is managing this sector? Napo. This is a dentist.
Oh, note that he recently just took over.
Pardon?
He just took over.
He just took over, but you must have impact. If that is not an excuse. Napo, from his days as Minister of Education, we also how condescending and arrogant he was. This is a minister who,
Is this issue about, and I don't want you to
Are we
interrupt,
talking
I don't want
about-
you to
Yes.
answer, but I want to ask you a genuine question.
Yeah.
Is this issue about the person sitting in the position or the situation at
His
hand?
behavior-
So hence my next
Yes.
question. There is, in the NDC time, it was the power supply.
yes.
Now, I have heard in different places that it is not the power supply. There's enough power to supply.
Yes.
But there are some technical issues. And also there is money issues where these power suppliers like the Gridco and all these people have enough power to give, but there's not enough money to give them to supply this power. What would you
Overall,
speak
it is
to?
incompetence.
Okay.
Incompetence of the managers of this sector that is causing this erratic power fluctuations. And that's why I'm saying that the behavior of that minister is very arrogant and incompetent. This is a minister who headed the education ministry, and when this placement issue came, you recall, and parents had to
I don't want him to disrespect such a noble man.
No, I don't want you to speak.
How does
no.
a minister
Gentlemen, Kwesi,
disrupt or bring...
Kwesi,
You call
Kwesi,
President Mahama incompetent.
Kwesi,
Did
Kwesi.
anybody
How
stop you
does
from
that
saying
happen?
that?
Are we...
Hey,
Just allow me to make my point. Allow me to make my point.
say
Let him finish.
unblemished
Allow me
things
to-
against our leaders?
Allow me to make my... You call President Mahama
You're
incompetent.
not answering my question. You're not answering our question.
Yes, so...
Before time.
Yeah,
Let
let
So
me
wrap it up.
education
So let
minister.
him
I'm
land
coming,
so you
I'm
can
coming.
make your submission.
And I'm
please.
saying that this power fluctuation we are having is because of those who are managing it, the incompetence they have demonstrated. And I'm pointing out to you the minister who held, the education ministry, some incompetence he displayed. And he was promoted from that ministry to the energy ministry.
But right now, our main issue is that there is a problem.
Yes.
We all agree there's a problem. But what is happening with the people that have the liberty to demonstrate being stopped? Make your point regarding that issue.
Before I come to that, I just wanted to make some logical progression.
But you don't have time.
Yeah, I'll just do that in a few seconds. Napo, as Minister of Education, when there was this crisis of, placement issue and all that, and parents had to come all the way from different regions to come gather at Black Star Square. I hope you remember, 2017 or something. This minister said it was President Mahama who had buzzed all these people to the place and had given them money to come and disgrace the government. This is a minister who is an honorable member of parliament. Look, when that title honorable is conferred on you, it comes with some level of responsibility. A responsibility to be sanitized. A responsibility to be mindful of the words you emit from your mouth. This is a minister when children were complaining of toilet facilities in SHS. He told them that, look, mu yusu rubber kurana semunya. This is a minister. And he was promoted to the energy ministry. What else do you expect? He said a decorated monkey is still a monkey. He's an epitome of incompetence.
So I'm going to push it to him.
So I think, just a minute, please.
Okay.
So I think that the behavior of the minister is what has occasioned us into this erratic power supply, fluctuation and all that. And people,
the behavior of the minister.
the behavior, I'm not attacking him, I'm attacking his behavior.
Yes, the behavior of the minister has contributed to us having done so.
Exactly.
Hey.
Exactly. His
That
behavior.
is a revelation. I don't know how.
His behavior, incompetence is a behavior. So it's
Okay,
plain,
I get it
part.
from there.
You get it. And I think, look, it is high time we manifest the democracy we are saying we are experimenting. If people want to demonstrate, why must we seek injunction? Just to cause frustration on the organizers. This demonstration would have taken place long ago.
It would have moved on.
It would have moved
Have
on.
more important things.
But
to
they
worry
keep
about.
seeking injunction and frustrating organizers and all that just because they feel we are in election year and that will have a big impact on them. Meanwhile, under our administration, we allowed them countless of demonstration. Eslawusu making all sort of baseless allegations against President Mahama in terms of doom so and all that. And it's your turn. Allow the democratic process to flow. Why must you, put impediments in their ways? I think it's not ordering well for our democracy, and it is drawing the attention of the international community. It's not really bidding well for us.
It's not bidding well for us. Again, because I mean, it's embedded in our constitution that we are allowed to have any form of demonstration, peaceful demonstration. Note, when I got to Kenya, there was a demonstration in Kenya. And I was like, who do Africa? Who do Africa? They were walking, but it was a peaceful one because there was heavy presence of the armed force. Yeah, very heavy presence. So even that we couldn't pass it. And the demonstration was about, I think, taxes, yes. So, because I had to go there and ask what was going on. And they said, the taxes are, I'm like, and yeah, I never heard. So, yeah, I just wanted to check that in.
You see, this particular demonstration had an impact.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to speak.
Please let him begin.
You would all agree with me.
Yes, it did.
You did. We all. I just want to establish the fact. Do we agree that this one? Do you agree? You're looking at me in a different way. Yeah, no, but the thing here is, this one happened in the time of NDC.
Yes.
So I'm asking, do we all agree that it had an impact? Because it did have an impact.
And are we experiencing doom so? Unlike NDC time, we had a periodic timetable that today this TV station.
But is that not what we are asking?
Is it not better
has
to have timetable to plan our lives?
Listen.
You know that this morning you have power outage.
No, allow him to land. I want him to come.
All right.
Has ECG brought out any timetable as we experienced way back?
No, they haven't.
Let me tell you this. I believe that.
What did Napo say when we asked for timetable?
Please, let him land.
Let me talk. I believe that we are in a democratic country, and that everyone has the will to express their discomfort in a certain things that goes on in the country, and I think that's not far from the right. Okay, so this is the issue. The whole fixing the Doomso demonstration is what is the ideology or the focus or the direction of this demonstration is to put what Doomso to stop.
Yeah. So Doomso is happening.
Of which at first, from a week back or a month ago, we the light goes off intensively. But now let's be honest to ourselves. We all will bear in mind that there's what a progressive stabilization of what electricity
All
in the
Doomso
country.
be Doomso. All Doomso be Doomso.
Please,
Yours is not
what
a
I'm
better
saying is
Doomso.
that
If the power goes off and come on, it's
Please,
Doomso.
what I'm saying is that if the demonstration, the focus of the demonstration, or the direction of the demonstration is to stop Doomso, then I think there has been what a stable electricity now.
So the demonstration will not be needed.
Though,
Is that what
let
you're
me land.
saying?
Let me land. Though it is not yet done. So let's get to June and see if still the demonstration is there. And by God's grace, I know that, I mean, we will get what? A stabilized electricity come June.
Okay. So
Let me tell you this.
So wait. I want to just chip in this. So we're experiencing doomsor. We're experiencing. In fact, the government and the MPP are saying that this is not doomsor. So let me not even use the word doomsor.
Yeah.
We're experiencing power outages.
yeah.
Okay. And we're asking questions. What is happening? And you're saying that, well, it's not about we not having light or blah, blah, blah. It's just about some technical things that are happening. Question here is, have you solved the technical issues? If you have, why are we still having power outages? Because I'll tell you, I'm speaking as a Ghanaian and I'm not speaking as an MPP or an NDC person. Because I am still experiencing stuff like this. Okay. And comparing that, and I keep on saying this because when I went to Ivory Coast, there's not been a single day.
Thank you for that.
Listen, there's not been a single day where the light goes off.
And these are people we are giving power to.
Yes.
Do you get it? And we're also supplying them some of electricity.
Listen.
So the excuse that you're giving us that, hey, we are not giving you a timetable because we don't see this as doing so. One. Two, we have challenges with some transformers and this, that. Have you fixed it? Or we should give you by June, as you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying that.
So after June, if this is still going on, what do I come with as a complaint?
Listen, after June, we will experience what? Stabilized electricity flow.
Because from what source are you speaking?
From the source that they are changing the transformers,
just
they are
yesterday,
changing the local faults that within our localities, the fault that or the light off or the
Senior.
But do you know you are the one? Do you know you are the one? Do you know you are the one telling us that by June? Because I'm not heard
communication from ECG, no communication from the ministry. Nothing. You are saying on authority.
You didn't. Yes. You didn't listen to what the minister's energy minister said.
He gave us by June?
He didn't give us. He gave us a maximum time that things will be solved. And what we are experiencing...
So there was no timeline.
Listen. And what we are experiencing is not doomsday, but what? Doomsday in a way of changing what? Transformers.
How long will it take us to finish changing the transformers?
And it's amazing how many transformers all at once in one country, all transformers in every
part of the region
has an issue. Don't you feel like?
Why do
I want you to
just be honest?
I'm not forcing you to speak in a certain tone because we have established where you belong. But again, I'm not forcing. But I want you to speak as a youth in Ghana, right? You're looking at what is happening, glaring right into your face, and you're telling me, let's wait by June. June is really a good month. By June, dear, by June.
No,
okay.
But I think it
unless what is happening? Okay, unless there's a political fuel or there are some people who are, want certain things to happen to favor their interests, and also who are happy that there should be always a problem in the country.
You were happy.
Let me tell you.
Why don't you just eat humble pie and apologize to Ghanaians?
Me myself, I did experience my light goes off, but now there's been what? Intensified stable of electricity. Who told you? There's been intensified.
Who told you so?
Compared to first. Let me tell you.
Every evening I experience it.
Area. So maybe
which area?
What the transformer hasn't been fixed, my brother. You can't come in.
So is he telling me that when he was coming to the show, he wasn't having light? But look at how he has.
Who told you? Yesterday evening, I didn't have light.
Look at how
yesterday evening I didn't have light.
And he's telling me that. Listen.
No, I didn't have light yesterday evening.
We shouldn't be hypocrites as Ghanaians.
What is it? Yesterday evening I didn't have light.
That is why. That is why. Listen, no. You see, you come to the line.
Maybe I have a box iron. Maybe I took it to my neighbor.
You give it to your neighbor.
Maybe I have a generator.
Once you guys are again, let me read some messages.
He doesn't understand the neighbor.
Some people are talking to you people, so let's read some messages. Teacher Adanta say, so which project did Mahama initiate or complete as a president? Boy, Adanta, nah, Adanta. So which project did Mahama initiate all complete as a president. NDC Apoto, Jomama gave Kayaye's head pants. Dr. Mamudu Baumia gives them hostels and training facilities. MPP is the most performed and performing government under our Fourth Republic. The battle still remains the land, the Lord's. Greetings to Honorable Honorable Professor Christopher Ameya Ekunfi, Honorable Martin Oti Jaco, the local boy, the incoming Techiman North, Honorable. Okay, all right. Just shut, hey, Honorables, maybe say all the honorables have heard. Another one says that. Hi, my name is Bright Cramper. There isn't a better political message the NDC can offer Ghanaians than their dishonest propaganda and false information. This is DMB 2024. That's John Dramani John
Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Baumia 2024.
Jay, this laughter is not my laughter. You know where it's coming from. That's Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
I love the way you've just synchronized both of them. It's good.
Because both can be president.
I mean, one can just be president, one can be vice, and let's just go ahead with Ghana. As simple as that.
Because why not?
Because why not?
Our standing submission.
I mean,
crazy.
one person can be president, and one person can be vice. Yeah. And let's see how they
But I don't think.
Would it be a bad idea?
No. Very bad idea. Very bad idea. How can Baumia vice us?
How can incompetent
Baumia
become
under his watch? Under his watch. The city had broken jail.
A president who lined
under his watch.
A president who lined up Kayoyo people and gave them pan.
Yes.
And then someone, a visionary vice president, built a training center for Kayoyo people. The Kayoyo people that you see them today, you not see them no more.
Where? Tell us where the training center is.
Go to Adenta.
Where Adenta?
He don't learn. No.
Where Adenta?
He don't learn.
He just follow. This is just the motive of MPP. He
just follow social media.
He don't learn.
He does follow.
I challenge you. Mention one single hospital you built. You couldn't.
And I'm telling you, I'm
one. Just one.
You see.
I won't take you far. I'm taking you to your school. University of Ghana. That's why I also
guys.
UGMC. Tell me what one hospital you made. Tell me one hospital. We have built hospitals.
How does
teaching hospitals? We have expanded it. Go to Rich Hospital.
Listen.
We have built schools. 124 E-blocks. One single school you said you built. Show me one. Cheap compounds, thousands of them. KJT Market. We have done it.
This guy is not serious.
We have done it.
This guy is not serious. This guy is not serious.
Go to Terminal 3.
This guy is not serious.
Show me one single thing you've done.
He's not serious.
That is the
want
answer.
This country to progress. Let me tell you this.
With building schools, your market, airport, hospitals, Ayalolo buses.
Which government don't build schools?
Tell me one single school you've built.
Tell me. Don't build hospitals.
Tell me one single school.
We are talking about the ultimate thing that benefits the people. What have you done that it is benefiting the people?
Oh my goodness. You promised that Sky Trade. Where's the Sky Trade?
Listen.
Baumia promised that Sky Trade. Where's the Sky Trade? You promised the good people of Cape Coast that you build them airport. Where's the airport? Just recently, you were telling churches that they were supposed to be given incentives. You are so pathetic liars. Pathological liars. And you will not eat humble pie. That is just my problem with you. When we were facing Dimso under President Mahama, what did he say? He said, yes, he takes responsibility for it. That is what a leader does.
What has Mahama
That is
done?
what a leader does.
What has
and he fixed it.
Done, and it is benefiting you right now.
Ayalolo, he has done it. UG Medical Hospital.
This guy is not
It's
serious.
working. UG Medical Hospital is working.
UG Medical Hospital is a very
Listen,
nice place.
yes. How does it benefit someone who is from Tatale?
Tatale is having E-blocks. Tatale is having regional hospitals.
I've not been.
President Mahama is saying he's going to build new universities there.
I don't know where it moves from one end to the other. I don't know how it works, because then again, I'll definitely even compare this country in terms of roads and transportations and hospitals with that of our nearby country. That's the Ivorians. You get it, because I mean, you get there, and even with respect to the AFCON, I did a documentary on that where, I mean, the bus actually even conveys you. They are Ayololo, like buses, just like Ayololo. You get it? They convey you from one end to the other. I mean, just to go watch the match. and it's absolutely free.
But you also know that when a country is about to host such an important thing, they put things together to
No,
make
but
sure
you
things
see,
like
you
this
see.
work.
Then again. I mean, I'll come back to what you even said at the start of the whole show, that when the vision of a country is going forward, it has to take a tone on the leadership.
The leadership
initiates the conversation.
Yes.
You get it. So if this is us talking about what leaders can do to help a better
Do
Ghana
you think
at the end
it
of
is
the day.
important to ask him to mention one single hospital his
It is
government
not
has built?
important.
Oh no,
It is
it
not
is.
important.
You see, the
It is
conversation is
important.
back on this
The
whole
reason
thing,
I'm
so
saying it is
thing.
not important.
Yes.
How am I going to call you?
Hospital
Bimon?
you are talking about,
The
of
re-
which MPP
They've sent you the
government
message.
has built.
Okay, let's.
No one have sent
Yeah,
me
so you
anything.
just Google. Let's.
Oh,
Of
my
which
guy, you
MPP
can't come and
government
do that
have
here.
built Agenda 1-1. Each constituency or district is
My
having.
brother, stop implicating yourself because you have to name. You have to name what the hospitals are.
I'm coming from a Franco barrier. Tell me. I'm from a Franco barrier. Tell me the hospital there.
That's where you are from.
Yes.
That's where
Gan
you're
West. Tell me.
And
Is there a hospital there? Is
Yes.
there-
Which
Yes.
hospital?
Where?
Where?
What's the name of the
What's the
hospital?
name of
You are the
the
one staying there. You are asking me where.
But he is staying there.
no.
He's telling you that he doesn't have hospital. You said there's one there. You live there.
Ayawa. So you are in Ayawa. So tell me the single hospital.
I'm now Ayawa.
Tell me the
Let me
hospital.
tell you this.
Where
Tell
the
me the
hospital?
hospital.
Let me tell you this.
Tell me the
You're
name
the
of
one
the
raising
hospital.
Agenda 111,
Yes,
no, my brother.
yes, Agenda 1-1.
I've told you not to raise conversations that are, because if you ask questions like this, he will answer you by asking you where are the facilities. Because the other thing too is that the reason why these conversations will come up is that they said they are producing enough power for Ghana. Ghana has enough power to supply. So why don't we have power? And they are saying that any power bill, it is a technical issue. Technical issue, give us name. What have you done as vice president that we need to give you what do you call it? Opportunity to become president. These are the conversations we are having. So if you want to name what they have done or what the MPP, which you don't belong to, has done, I just threw a shade. You didn't notice it. You don't belong to MPP.
He's
but no.
getting the names for us because I mean it's
We are waiting. Yeah.
No. It's all good if you can get it
If you
because
can
we
get
need
us
the
a name.
facts.
Sure,
You
yeah.
see,
Sure.
MX24 is fun, fearless, and factual. So definitely the factual bit we are
We
very
need- we are very-
keen
you need
about
to
it.
get
So
us
if you
details.
say that the MPP is Agenda 101 or 111 or whatever it is.
One hospital in every region.
Then we would have to have names for it. You get it?
Yeah.
That, okay, at Kwabenya, this is the hospital that is
Exactly.
there. This is the hospital that is there. Okay, so I'll allow you, first and foremost, I mean, this one is just about the country Ghana itself. So moving forward, the end, why, I don't even know why we should even put it across this, but the NDC.
Yeah.
Why the
For you.
Yes.
It's an election year.
Sure.
So why do you think that the NDC should come?
Why do I think the NDC should
Yeah.
come? First of all, it is the good people of this country who are calling for President Mahama to come because they've seen, like that can say, Yasuya Insu, Asuya Insa, and who they drew. So we've experimented this nepotistic, gerontocratic, impotent government of the MPP. And we have also experienced the visionary leader, President Mahama, the nation builder, Tikesia Eda Sodayepa. We've also experienced his government. And we are comparing and contrasting. And the good people of this country are saying that, look, we've seen both and we are going in for President Mahama. So President Mahama is not coming, from his own will. It is the good people of this country who want to bring him on board. When we came, we did a lot. We did a lot, and I cannot enumerate it. We expanded our electricity.
No, don't go into what you've done.
Yes, hold on. Yes.
I mean, don't go into what you've done.
Yes.
You claim you did a lot.
Yeah.
Fine, let's leave it that way. So moving forward.
So we are coming to do more to what we have done. We have seen this government, the corruption, 1D, 1F, 1 day, 1 fraud. Every day there's corruption, there's fraud. And we've even lost count of the corruption, the scandals we have had in this government.
Okay.
If we are going to continue with this government, we are going to see more of nepotism. We are going to see
Why do you keep saying
more.
with this government? He said he's a youth activist.
He's just a surrogate of the MPP. In fact, he's a rabid MPP, and we are going to see him as that.
Because you
And
are
so I'm
accusing-
saying
you are
that
accusing
if you are
my
going
guests,
to
and I
if
don't
you are going to
appreciate
go
that.
with
we
this
don't
government,
like
We don't
we don't like
appreciate
you
that.
accusing our guests.
No,
He
but
says
I don't
he's a youth
appreciate that,
activist.
sir.
I
Please
could have
make your submission
I could have
late.
also said I'm also a youth activist, but I came clean and clear. You see,
That
this is the
your
MPP.
choice.
That is your choice.
That
He
is your
says
choice.
he's
Also,
not.
so
You're
you
done. You're clearly done
so
with
you
your
think
submission.
I'm more honest than him? Thank you very much for that.
Boss,
Oh, what's the question?
we're wrapping up the show. So for
Your
you,
final submission.
your final submission.
Okay, so the submission that I'll put out there is that this is we are in election year, and Ghanaians should choose a leader who think about this country, a leader or a political party of which, when they come to power, they bring out a good policies which benefit all the people of this country. Let me say this, okay? Ghana is 67 years of age, if Ghana is a human being, 67 years of age. NDC have taken part of it, ruling this country for 33 years. 33 years. They have taken half of the age of this country. MPP has had, President Kufuor had 8 years, and Nanado, he's not yet done, but it's 8 years, 16. So 16 years out of 67, you could attest to the fact that the MPP has brought a lot of implementations or initiatives, which is helping the good people.
So as a youth
this
activist,
country.
we should vote for the MPP. Is that what you're saying?
Listen. So my
My
submission,
time is up, bro.
So my submission
Our
out
time
there
is up.
is
I'm
that
sorry,
time
we
is up.
have to go. Unfortunately, we gave you time and you didn't adhere to it. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming. We appreciate all your submissions. And of course, if you are listening or you watched through, I hope you've picked a thing or two. And like we always say, it's an election year. Be sensitive about this particular year and act accordingly. My name is Miriam Uduak-Mensah. This has been the AM Club. We always come to you 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on MX24.
My name is Kojo Dasabro. It's been an awesome time right here on the show. Thank you so much for being part of us. Off camera, do well to join us online. It's MX24GH across board. We'll see you same time tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. God bless you. Do enjoy the rest of our programs right here on MX24.